Good afternoon, everybody. It's March 23rd, 2025. I think it's going to be a quick video. You never know. But thank you all for joining in the live chat last night. We discussed something that I was going to create a video about, but in case you haven't listened to the chat, we had the chat go for, I guess, about an hour and a half. And then I let everybody talk amongst themselves while I disappeared for a little while. So if you sign on there, you'll see that there's no sound. Probably around midnight, sometime around midnight, and then I let the chat go until around 1 a.m. So at that point, you'll have to read whatever people were saying. So we were discussing a software. Let me get my information here. That was given by a subscriber. What is RIT? R-I-T. The Radar Interference Tracker, RIT, is a new tool created by Ollie Ballinger that allows anyone to search for and potentially locate active military radar systems anywhere on Earth. The Bellingcat Investigative Tech Team, that's Bellingcat, Investigative Tech Team, has also published the source code for the RIT tool on its GitHub page. So I'll actually cut and paste this in the description section. And basically what it does is it gives you an aerial view, sort of like a Google Maps, but it's actually a lot clearer. So I'll give you an example here without showing any roads. So this is some woods near my location. It looks like this. And you can see some very interesting things when you scroll around there, like trespassers who've been on your property and have perhaps logged it or done other things. But the more importantly is, let me find it here, are these frequencies. There's a frequency chart. So let me show you here. Oops. Now it says error regenerating chart. Let's see. It shows the radio frequencies in your area. It could be by day, month, or year. And right now it's regenerating my chart, which looks significantly different because now I'm in the woods here. And that's not what my house chart looks like at all. So I'll post a link to that so that you can look for it. Well, actually not a link. I'm not posting outside links in the descriptions anymore. But I'll provide you enough information so you can go and check it out for yourself. It's quite fascinating. And on Quora, somebody responded to an answer that I wrote a while ago and then updated it. And the question was, can you explain why the gang stalkers pick a certain individual to target? Are the stalkers Freemasons? That's not my question. That was a question that was posed by somebody else. So I wrote, yes, and many in this forum have stated the reasons a target is chosen and who the criminals are behind it. I can speak on the testimonies of genuine targets, including myself. The Masons are involved in every instance. Remember who maintains the watch list, though. You need to be nominated, quote unquote, onto the watch list, and it needs to be updated with contrived narratives for their annual grants. Perhaps we can pose the question, how many law enforcement are Freemasons or belong to the Eastern Star? Number 1, single divorced women with children, especially those who own a home. Divorces are public records. They stalk people with real estate and assets they want for themselves. Number 2, whistleblowers speak out at work, to a government official, signing a petition, voting for the wrong candidate, quote unquote. A lawsuit. You may have won a lawsuit. You have evidence to convict and they want to shut you down. You may be an activist. You might be a competitor. A competitor wants to annihilate competition, especially if your business model will expose the corruption in theirs. You pissed off the wrong person. Wow, like, could you imagine how many people have pissed me off? Would I put them on a watch list? Would I put them on an unalive list to torture? I would never do something like that. If somebody pisses me off, I ignore them, right? Go the other way. Except if they're a veterinarian and won't give you a vet appointment and they say that you can't have a vet appointment because you're not friends with my friends and I don't get you. Well, then you report them to the Better Business Bureau and the Kentucky Board of Veterinarians. That's just plain unprofessional behavior. Sometimes if you won the lottery, you have an inheritance. You own desirable real estate that somebody wants, yet they don't want to purchase it at its true value. If you disagree with a narcissist, you're on their hit list for life. And there are a lot of narcissists in this world. Envy, jealousy, and greed. Revenge for a perceived slight or wrong, which is never discussed with the target. So these are very immature people. If they get pissed off, if they don't like you, whatever, rather than have an adult conversation, if they're in the know or whatever, these little weenies, they'll go behind your back and place you on some list because they can't have an adult conversation. They don't negotiate. They just want to shut you down. They're just very immature. And I wrote, I'm reluctant to add this, but here it goes. Psychic ability, precognition, ability to remote view, and other spiritual intuitive giftedness. There are many such targets in this grouping. And this was contributed by a woman named Heidi. Survivors of rape or abuse, the rapist abuser wants to discredit or silence. Sometimes brotherhoods of various types will protect each other's rights to do whatever they want to you. And again, these are not my words. This is a contributor. Gang stalking is a common practice of many cults who want to silence those who have left or who have publicly criticized them. Many Mormons are members of Freemasonry. I don't know about the Jesuits or Scientologists. The 2x2s are also a free Masonic cult similar to the Mormons. Again, this was a contribution by another person. And the reason I'm mentioning this is because somebody chimed in today and provided another answer to the question. This person's answer is, it's a slow kill program. They torture you. Then they unalive you through poisoning, dew, and various other methods. It's a Nazi-esque program. They want to kill off most of the population. If you piss off the wrong person, it is a way to destroy whoever they hate. So this is literally a hate crime. They sacrifice you as well for that person, and they get money for it. They're paid. And then this person is saying, I'm not saying that it's any one person or organization. There are many involved. So I responded, I said, with regard to sacrifice, that would imply a satanic or other cult. And when you say it's a way to, quote unquote, destroy whoever they hate, it usually means that they are jealous of or in competition. And this is indicative of a psychopath. And that's the truth. Because, listen, I don't like a lot of people. I can't really say I hate people. I don't even hate my neighbors. I just don't like them. You know, they just totally turn me off. So these people that say that they want to destroy whomever they hate. Now, according to the FBI, they have something called a hate crime. So, okay, I'm a little confused here. If you can report a hate crime to the FBI, why are they not investigating these hate crimes perpetrated against people placed on a list? So let's say there's some little feral cat cartel out there, you know, the multi-million-dollar one. Think about it for a minute. What kind of organization has multi-million dollars and they don't even rescue cats? Think about that. Think really long and hard. How are they getting all that money? Oh, and that they get to buy real estate too to live in. That's another story for another day. But you need to do your own investigating on this. I gave you enough clues without my telling you who it is. But, so what? Do you have any idea how many people have pissed me off in my lifetime? Oh my goodness, I have a list of people. Even a list of alleged targeted people. Alleged targeted people. And I'm going to get to that comment made by somebody else. And again, these are comments made by someone else, not me. Okay? These are not my words. So I'm curious. If somebody hates you and they know about this program, they can put you in this torture program just because they don't like you. Generally, when somebody hates, it really means that they're insanely, and I use the word deliberately, they are insanely jealous. And insanely jealous literally is a mental illness. That is a very sick, depraved mind, indicative of psychopath, malignant narcissists. So, now I'm going to go to this other comment here. And again, this is out of the blue. Unwarranted. I don't know why she sent it to me. She sent me a message on Quora. And again, for anybody, these are not my words. And I just responded, thank you. Okay, I do not have a comment on this at all. For reasons I will not disclose. The comment made by a female that I received today, 13 minutes ago, is, targeted justice is a front. They are operated by the government. Do not send any donations or personal information to them. I respond, thank you. That's it. I'm going to show you, too. For the record, I received this message today. I respond, thank you. Okay? Not my words. Somebody sent this to me. I'm not going to show you who the name is, so nobody's going to get on this person's case. They're probably just trying to warn me or whatever. But I don't donate to these big organizations. I will donate money to some targeted people I have in the past. And I've done things, done work for free for targeted people also. But no, I won't donate money to whether it's them or any large organization, because the large organizations have so much money. If an organization has enough money, if they're rescuing cats, they claim to be rescuing cats, they're a feral cat cartel, if they can employ with your donations lawyers, and I use the plural, not one, many, if they can employ lawyers with paying benefits and salary, insurance, and all of those benefits that go along with having an employee, if they can employ their own photographer, if they can employ all of these extraneous things and purchase real estate and stuff, that's not somebody I want to donate my money to. I want to donate money to the small rescues that are actually rescuing animals. Whether it's a cat, a dog, a guinea pig, a bear, whatever it is. That's who I want to send my money to. I don't want to send it to some big governmental agency that receives grants and steals money from the public. So that is my personal opinion. So now let's see what else. Oh, and I wanted to tell you, I'm going to give a shout out to Freedom Voice Online. Thank you so much for creating the video about how they went into your credit card and were charging you all these little things. On Tuesday of this week, I received my Verizon invoice. Now, normally that's not a big deal, right? Receive your invoice, you pay it, whatever. But this time, Verizon, after being with them, what do they say, 23 years? I don't know how long I've been with them. Probably, I haven't been with them as long as I've been with American Express. So, they charge me an extra like $19 a month, and then a flat rate of $29, something like that. Don't quote me on that. Because I don't have my invoice. So I call them up. I go online. I want to find out what this, why are these extra charges and stuff. And they're just increasing whatever. So I have my invoice. I went online. I paid it. I write it down on, I don't know about you, but when I have my invoices and I pay it, the online service provides me with a confirmation number. So I write down the date that I paid it and the confirmation number on my invoice. And then my invoices go into a file in another room with a seal on it. So now I go in to pay other bills today, and I see that my Verizon bill was not paid. It wasn't in queue to be paid. It wasn't paid at all. And my Verizon invoice was not on my desk. It was not in my folder. It's nowhere. So I have to pay it again, because this is what happened. Somebody must have gone into my account, stole the money for my Verizon bill, canceled the payment for it, stole my invoice, because my invoice would have shown that I paid it with the confirmation number. So they went into my file, untied it, stole my invoice, and did not retie the folder. So thank you so much for alerting me to that. So from now on, I'm going to be extra careful with all of my invoices, because I believe this happens again. And also, they've been stealing my invoices. This is the second month in a row that I have not received a water bill. Second month. And then there was another month where the trash bill, they took my invoice and they stuck it in a pile where I keep paper to burn. And they stuck it in there. So thank you so much for alerting me to that. So the question on Quora was, can you explain why the gang stalkers pick a certain individual to target? Are the stalkers Freemasons? And then there is the RIT. It is a radar interference tracker. It's a new tool created by Ollie Ballinger that allows anyone to search for and potentially locate active military radar systems anywhere on Earth. And also, we'll give a shout out to the civil rights lawyer who posted an update. There was a Kentucky woman. This is a couple of years ago. She gets out of the shower. She's wrapped in a towel. She's got her hair in a towel. Her teenage daughter or whatever is at home. She gets a knock on the door. And it's a cop. Kentucky cop. So she opens it a little bit, which was a big mistake. Do not ever open especially if you're wearing a towel, don't ever open your door. If you're naked under a towel, you never open your door. It doesn't matter even if you know who it is. You don't open the door. So she opens the door, and what does the copper do? He breaks in. He pushes his way in. She says, what you're doing is against the law. He says, I want to check on your daughter. Oh my goodness. I wonder if he's been stalking the daughter. There's got to be something else going on here. So he harasses the woman, breaks in. Long story short, he arrests the mother, arrests her, handcuffs her, throws her in jail for 3 days. They didn't give her anything to drink. 3 days. And he has the audacity to say, this is a Kentucky cop, by the way, has the audacity to say to her, after she says, well, do you have a warrant? He says, no, I don't need one, blah, blah, blah. She says, well, I'm going to file a lawsuit. He says, be my guest, file a civil suit. Oh, that's what they do here, too. file a civil suit. Well, she did. She won $350,000. So I don't know if that's a good outcome or a not so good outcome. I think she deserves a hell of a lot more than that, but it's certainly, substantial enough to, I guess, deal with whatever trauma she experienced during those 3 days. But yeah, I've had the same thing happen here. When I hired Chris Bowles, a neighbor, I paid him $90 to remove a gate that was in perfect condition when I moved here. Oh, we've got gate issues around here too. Across the street, there was a working gate on my property, separating my property from my neighbor's property. That gate suddenly came off the hinges, got all bent, and was pushed into the ground to the point where I could not lift it. You know, I'm not the biggest woman in the world. It's not that I'm not strong, but these gates are pretty heavy. So I hired Chris. I paid him $90 to remove it. He said he was going to hold on to it for me. I didn't think anything of it because it's a big thing. He could have put it on my property, but he didn't. He took it home. So when I asked for it back, he tells me in writing, he says, the law told him that I can't have it without filing a civil lawsuit. Okay, let's make sense of this. I can't have my personal property. I paid you to remove the gate because it was too heavy for me. You take it to your house and you will not return it. And you say that I can't have my gate back because the law told you that I can't have my gate back without filing a civil lawsuit? Really? Okay. Well, how about the auto chassis? You know, those vintage auto chassis at the top of the hill that you stole and you didn't tell me that you stole them? Do I have to file a civil lawsuit to get my property back also? Or did you just trash it for money? And I already looked up how much that would have net you. Yeah, it would have been about $600 given the weight. Yeah, and I had to look up the weight of those objects for you to trash them in. It would have been about $600 that you stole from me. So not only did you steal my gate from me, I paid you $90 to remove it. You stole the gate, you stole the auto chassis, and have the audacity to tell me that the law said that you can't return my gate without a civil lawsuit? So this is what happens here in rural Kentucky, Jackson County. Corrupt to the core and so much more. Oh, and somebody else sent me a message on Quora. Let me just get it here. 1 second. Messages. So now, this is like the second or third time I get a similar message. The cops go around slandering you everywhere, turning everyone against you. It's organized mobbing. The whole city stalks you on an app, planning your day together. They're all talking together, making trade craft plays together. It's a hate crime to disrupt and gaslight you. But FBI informants have rules. They watch who you're talking to, so they could be... No, he's saying watch who you're talking to, because they could be an FBI informant. Play stupid, act friendly, and then they talk behind your back. Put on a show for those that don't know. It's like a chess game. It's all played out. It's a hate crime. Anyone that helps you behind your back, they all come back at you the same way with probing reactions, and they set up. He said an awkward. I don't understand what he's saying here. He says awkward. Hold it in for 10 seconds. all team. FBI surveillance slanders you everywhere. They're 10 steps ahead. They tell everyone what to say and do. You can't do something. What can't do something if say something. Little things together. Watch what you say and how you OODA, slow or fast. They try to speed it up. It's a schizophrenic show. See, here it goes. It's a schizophrenic show everywhere. They use everything you say against you in and out of court. So try to disrupt every COA. And he told me what all this stuff means at some point, but I don't remember. Some of you guys know. Let's see. And then he writes something about Colorado. Well, I can't really say this. TheYouTube will wipe this out. No, I can't even say it. I can't even tell you the rest of this. It's not YouTube friendly. So I'm going to end here. Hope everybody's doing well on this Sunday. It's a little windy. It's been a very strange day. It's been cold this morning, then windy, then it rained. And then the sun came out. And then it got really windy. I don't know. It's very bizarre. It's called weather modification for a reason, because the sky is very ominous. It's like white and gray at the same time. But leave a comment down below if you understand what this person is saying about how the cops go around slandering you everywhere, turning everyone against you. Well, I guess that's what they did with the veterinarian, right? They contacted the veterinarian, but that's okay. We record people so that everybody could hear their stupidity. And that is one dumb veterinarian to get on the phone and say, you're not friends with my friends, and I don't get you, I don't understand you, or whatever it is that she said with her little Kentucky accent that, you know, sometimes you don't understand. So there you go, folks. I'm going to sign off for now. I hope you're having a good day. And if you get to listen to the live from last night, just know that the last hour, I'm really not speaking much. It's mostly chat, so you'll have to do reading instead of listening.